Hey everybody, it's Master Gallengeist here, bringing you my review of Witch Watch Season 1 on Netflix. And I really enjoyed this anime. It kind of surprised me. I'm like, okay, what am I kind of getting into here? Them talking about like Demon Slayer and Yu-Gi-Oh! And getting into it of Nico just trying to do her stuff as being a witch. And Morihito, her childhood friend, who's also like an ogre, or at least descendant of ogres, trying to protect her and seeing what kind of stuff kind of goes on with that. Kind of like Komi Can't Communicate mixed with like Psyche K, and like Nico really reminds me of like Serena Usagi from Sailor Moon in a good way, where she's kind of an airhead, but she tries her best to help out as much as possible. This is like Kiki's Delivery Service had a baby with Psyche K, and it's just fucking... It's great, and it fits more along the lines of like Psyche K with Komi, kind of vignettes as we see everything kind of going on. The main plot is that, of course, we saw Nico and Morihito as younger kids, and then we see Morihito try to deal with all these people and not kind of like hurt the shit out of him because of his ogre strength and learning all that. And then, of course, Nico pops up, but she's sent there because her mother is got like premonitions and prophecy that like something bad is going to be happening to her, so she needs kind of protection. So we see her going into school life and everything, and you're like, oh, she's probably not going to use her magic. It's going to be one of those, huh? It's like, nope, out in the open. It's like if Psyche was doing all this shit, and everybody kind of like loves her and wants to see what kind of stuff goes on, and she tries to help people with her magic, trying to get her crystal to white. And she's like a in 1,000-year witch who's like super strong and everything, and this paints a target on her back for warlocks and stuff to try and get at her. Warlocks in here are used to pretty much denote evil kind of witches, and there can be so there's not evil witches, there's the warlocks that are, so if somebody's like, okay, the warlocks are the evil ones, and then the witches are the good ones. And we see that there's also Tengu and werewolves and vampires that have pretty much been bred to a certain kind of point where they're pretty much just normal, except like the vampires still get like fucked up in the sun, but they're able to pretty much siphon life energy. The werewolf doesn't actually turn into a wolf, they just go into like animalistic kind of personality, and the Tengu is just able to do certain kind of stuff with like the wind and all that. Let me see. The rose through concrete was hilarious as well. There's a lot of great ass gags here. Morihito's like, what the fuck's kind of going on with that? And in one episode, in episode 18, we get a fucking Chowder reference, I think, because I was watching this in dub, and she's like going, rada rada rada. I'm like, holy fucking shit. And then also, Morihito was like a kid. His pants were on fire. And then there's a hole, and then like it went back to normal. So that was a weird kind of continuity thing. But overall, I really enjoyed this one. I think it had a very good premise, where most of it is just like kind of vignettes, but for kind of stitching together everything that kind of goes on into the central plot of making sure that Morihito can protect Nico. Nico is attempting pretty much to get together with Morihito, but in most kind of instances, we see that he views her more as kind of a sister, but we do see feelings kind of develop as they kind of live together. His father kind of setting that up and doing his own kind of shit. And you're like, yeah, okay. As we get everybody kind of brought in together. Kanshi, the Tengu, having the bad blood feud, and like Morihito's like, I don't give a shit about that shit. Just don't be a weird little dude who gambles away all of his fucking money and shit's like, shit, the gotchas and everything. And seeing him try to help out. Him getting like sped up to make his work go faster, and then like it fucking him up. It's like, oh yeah, I'll help you with that. It's like, Nico, don't do that. Oh god. And he was like pretty much living like 30 days within 3 days. It's like, oh shit. It's like, yeah, I learned your kind of shit there, buddy. And then we see that the warlock, we see also Nemu, who is another witch who's got transformation magic. She keeps turning into a cat and is interested in Morihito as pretty much being a familiar, but she also really likes his touch as she's like a cat. It's like, oh, this is going to present some problems. And it does present problems when the next familiar kind of joins in. He at first was the familiar for the warlock, and that's where the whole split personality kind of comes in with Keigo. He's this kind of YouTuber that does all this kind of weird stuff, does try to help Nico and Kanshi as they're trying to do their YouTube channel, Morihito gets in there as well as the kind of producer kind of dude to kind of like, ho, do this fucking shit right. And it's funny, I kind of see myself in Morihito, but mainly in that how I used to be, like, if I had let myself get fucking completely crazy and, like, control and perfectionism and just be like, nah, dude, just kind of, that's when I'm looking at the dude, I'm like, chill, motherfucker, chill. Before we learn that Keigo is the werewolf and that he has a kind of crazy backstory where he used to figure skate, but his mother got into an accident and she can't walk anymore, and Nico, evidently witches are, they take their umbilical cord and make it into kind of like a life-saving kind of potion, and they choose what kind of time to utilize that for, and Nico nicely uses it to heal Keigo's mother's legs, and he's like, thank you, and he kind of gets himself into there to kind of repair and lives with them for his kind of werewolf stuff. And of course he's got the kind of inferiority kind of complex of that he doesn't think he's kind of worth it. Oh, pardon me, excuse me. Where his he has to see a crescent moon to turn into dickhole mode. And that Wolf has more of the kind of stuff kind of going on. But you see that kind of balancing on, especially with his relationship with Nemu, as she's kind of got a thing for Keigo. She develops a thing for Keigo because he helps her out with like a spell kind of going wrong, and she's floating the fuck away. He's like, all right, I got this, I can help you. Because Nico found this kind of like ring, and he was feeling a little bit down that he couldn't like help out during kind of fights to protect Nico, as we see Morihito, Kanshi, and eventually Miharu doing that because he's the vampire that gets brought in. They were pretty much trying to look into other kind of stuff of what would be going on for other kind of warlocks, and it's like, yeah, it's no problem, man. And it's like, oh, okay, but he still kind of feels inadequate on that, but it was nice to kind of have him built up. Now, the main kind of fight in the beginning is fighting and taking down the warlock, and evidently somebody's on the back and kind of manipulating other kind of people to turn them into warlocks. So we don't know that the season ends because there's like division of two cores. There's 25 episodes, so in the first half we get this warlock that was going to tell stuff to Nico, but then the magic gets zapped away because of the person that gave it to them, and she dies, and Nico's like, damn. And she really feels for her. I love that she's not the smartest, but she tries her best to be a good and helpful person, and is also trying to get with Morihito. And he, of course, can think and do all this kind of stuff as well, but he's really shut himself down emotionally because he's hurt people, and he's trying to make sure that he doesn't hurt people and make sure the job of protecting Nico goes well. I like that kind of balancing and looking into the characters like that. Second bit, we're building up a little bit more of the kind of familiar kind of stuff going on and seeing what's kind of going on that route, because we see them fight this one kind of warlock and they're able to siphon his powers and stuff like that with Miharu. We get this one dude who's like a descendant from Dr. Jekyll, and that's how Miharu's, because he's in middle school while the rest of them are in high school and dealing with all that kind of stuff. We get this crazy ass, they're pretty much troped up motherfucking student council people, and it's fine because they know what they're doing and executing as a stupid kind of joke. I can get behind that. When it's just done as a trope to be like, let's just do this, and you do nothing with it and you don't even execute it in an interesting kind of way, that's when I have a problem. When you lean into the trope and execute it and do it because you're like, this is funny, this is stupid, ha ha ha, and we're all laughing at it, then it works. But then they even kind of give character depth to them as well, like the president and all that. It's like, oh my god, because he's trying to help Nico, but then her magic goes completely nutty, and it's like, ah shit, my arm's long and everything, and seeing these people, even in their fucked up magical states, trying to help everybody else out, and it's like, you know what? Because the school thinks of them as a danger and wants to do limits and whatnot on them, but he's like, you know what? You guys are cool. And that's awesome. So there's a lot of different kind of stuff kind of going on with like all the different kind of jokes they kind of do. They do one where like Keigo wanted to do this kind of death game thing, and he was like, yeah, this isn't fun anymore. And she was like, the hostage. All the different kind of jokes. It all ties well together. I enjoyed it. I liked it looking into magic kind of in the realm of like Komi can't communicate with Psyche K kind of shit and just kind of going in on it. And it's kind of refreshing to see this kind of female protagonist again, because I don't know. Like, I don't want them all to be airheads and stupid and whatnot. But the balancing of she doesn't know certain... There's a difference between being like, this is a stupid person. And yeah, they try to do good, but they're stupid as fucking shit. Nico might not know things or how to approach certain kind of things, but she has very good intentions and will own up to her mistakes that she's made and try to rectify them. That's a fine one. Execution of it is the problem, where you try and trope of like, I'm just a Dumbo, and you're like, all right. I'm like, even people who don't know things know certain kind of things that you don't. It's the wisdom of like, okay, I don't know everything. I know certain kind of things. I could be an expert on certain kind of like tech or whatnot, but I'm not going to go tell someone how to bake something unless it's on the kind of level of, you put a metal bowl in the microwave. Yeah. That broke my brain once. I was looking at, like, I saw this happening. And the thing is, it was like, it kind of broke me. I'm like, why is this wrong? And then I saw lightning arc into it. I'm like, what? No! 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 Holy fucking shit. I'm like, no. Please, no. 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 Nope. Hold on. No. So, it's just, they did a very good job with, like, her lines, with the dub actress that just really sold it. It didn't feel like it was a complete ape of, like, Sailor Moon or anything, but I got a lot of vibes from that, and especially in how the relationship that goes between Nico and Morihito. It really reminded me of kind of like Tuxedo Mask and Sailor Moon, even though they both kind of more had feelings for each other and everything like that. And we see that kind of building up here. It's not a complete rip, and I just kind of like that. It feels that kind of inspiration for me, rather than just a complete copy and paste of like... So, I would definitely recommend this for more comedy. The romance is there, but I mean, that's not really the main focus. It's mainly comedy and wacky magical situations, and that's their main hook. There's still interesting world and lore building and plot going on and characters, so my main thing would be like, if you want the funny, weird magic shit, this'll be your jam. If that's not enough for you, there's still good character stuff, good action stuff, and good plot going on of like, okay, I want to see what this evil warlock's whole endgame is and what they're attempting to do here. So I'm definitely looking forward to another season for this. So those are my opinions on the anime. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. If you liked it, if you didn't like it, if you agree with me, if you disagree with me. Also like and subscribe, and I hope you have a good day.